Can I switch and go immediately to the presentation portion of our program?
Absolutely, sir.
With that said, I want to welcome everyone here. And I'd like everybody to give a round of applause to the mayor of the great city of Los Angeles, Eric Garcetti. Come on, let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. And really, I hope we're applauding the folks that I have walked in with, because I couldn't be prouder. Thank you, Mr. President, for having me back in chambers, the entire council. It's always a joy to return here. And not just for any day, but for one of the most important days of the year that we celebrate in these chambers. For 12 years, I did it on that side. This is my second year doing it here from the podium. But we couldn't do it without a city council that is committed to a city of angels, a city that includes the stories, the heritage, the history, and indeed the inspiration of those who have come before us.
And Mr. Mayor, the council would like to wish you a happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. It is a birthday I share with my mother, so happy birthday, Mom, whatever camera's on. And it's also a birthday that I share with Rosa Parks, which I couldn't be more honored to share. Because as we, on the centennial celebration of African American Heritage Month, it's my honor to be with you to recognize the extraordinary contributions of our African American Angelenos. This month, however, is not just an opportunity to celebrate past achievements. I hope it is a moment to be inspired towards action in the present, not just to read history, but to write history. A history that in this city, as we often say in these chambers, started with a group of pobladores, original settlers, a majority of whom trace their ancestry back to Africa. No other great city in America of our size can claim the same thing. A city that from the beginning was a place where dreams could be made, where struggles were met, and where all of us today can look at the hopes in the eyes of every Angeleno that we celebrate today, no matter what their religion, skin color, race, or ethnic background. Leaders like those that we honor today walk with lions and show the next generation how change is made and how history is written. The constant change that we need as much today as we ever have in this city and in our country to make sure that opportunity, safety, and prosperity is available to each and every one of us. Today we know that our nation has made incredible progress. As we kicked off at First AME African American Heritage Month on Sunday, I said it's important to look down from the mountain to see how far we've come up. But it's also important to look up at the summit still to see what is left undone, the work that we have still, a nation that is in pain even today on too many racial fronts. But today we are here to celebrate. And we would not be here first and foremost without an extraordinary group of individuals that we all know and we all love, our very own Our Authors Study Club. And so, first and foremost, I'd like to present a proclamation, which I'm sure is somewhere right nearby me. Mr. Davis, do we have a proclamation for the study club? Is the proclamation close by? Yes, it is. Okay. Well, as I discuss them, while we bring it over, their dedication and partnership with the city on our local celebration of African American Heritage Month has just been extraordinary. And joining us this year from our nation's capital is Dr. Darrell Scott, who I'd like to ask to come up, the president of the National Association of Negro Life and History in Washington, D.C. Great to have you here. This was the organization that was created by Dr. Carter G. Woodson, of which our Authors Study Club is the Los Angeles chapter. And what was mentioned is that Dr. Scott could be anywhere in the country. He is here today. We are honored by that because as the leading figure in African American history and heritage, he is here in Los Angeles. So I'm sure that the honor is coming, but in the meantime, let me just thank you. And let's give him a round of applause and thank him for being here as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
I hate to ask you to step aside for a moment, but if we could begin with bring our color guard to present the colors.
All right, let's do it.
And then we'll go to our prayer. Could everyone rise? Mr. Price, would you lead us in the pledge?
Right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, actress Dawn Lewis. If I could ask everyone to remain standing as I call up the president of the Baptist Ministers Conference, my friend Xavier Thompson, to give us a prayer. I see there. Pastor, come on up.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we pause and we seize the moment to say thank you for what you have done and what you are doing and all that you shall do. Our petition is clear. As a people, we pray that you keep doing what you have done. Keep us by faith and by your grace. Respectfully in your name. Amen.
Amen. Okay, everyone, you can be seated.
Thank you. I asked Councilmember Price.
One second. I wanted to defer to Mr. Calm down, Mr. Mayor. It's all right.
I'll make sure he's here.
Mr. Price, if you would join the mayor at the center aisle. And Mr. Mayor, I think I got us back on schedule. Back on. Mr. Price, the floor is yours.
You know, we have an enthusiastic mayor, don't we? And so I just want to say thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yesterday, we had the honor of kicking off African American Heritage Month by acknowledging the unique role that sororities and fraternities play in our community. And I hope that you have a chance to go over the bridge and to view the exciting exhibit that our council president has helped organize. Today I'm honored and pleased to welcome you as we celebrate the multitude of accomplishments that the African American community has made to our great city. As you know, for decades, we have come together to commemorate the contributions of all the rich and diverse ethnic communities that make up Los Angeles. Latinos, Native Americans, Asian Pacific Islanders, and others. All these cultures have helped to shape the rich tapestry that is Los Angeles. And of course, this includes a long and deep-rooted history of contributions made by the African American community in the city. Today, we take a moment to recognize some of the best and brightest examples of talent, commitment to public service, and dedication to community causes that Los Angeles has to offer. Acknowledging individuals in the areas of law, education, government, health, sports, and the arts. As we kick off this program, it's an honor to introduce you to a man who needs no introduction, who is fully prepared to begin this celebration without an introduction, but a gentleman who is committed and concerned and involved and certainly respects the involvement of not only the African American community but other angels in our city. Ladies and gentlemen, let me reintroduce our mayor, the Honorable Eric Garcetti.
I got so excited. Thank you very much, Councilmember Price. I was so excited about my birthday wishes. I talked right over my own introduction, but stay up here with us, Councilmember, too, throughout the presentation, please. We are so pleased to have before us, Los Angeles, the most illustrious group of honorees I think we have had in the history of our African American Heritage Month. And we are unveiling today with Council Members Parks and Price and Council President West the 2015 LA African American Heritage Calendar. Now, for folks out there who may not know what that is, this is your guide to what is happening this month. The calendar features all the major celebrations that are taking place in our great city during African American Heritage Month. And I want to thank especially our Cultural Affairs Department. They work so hard on the Heritage Months, and particularly this month they have poured their heart into pulling together events throughout this city and being the unifying piece of what's happening. So let's give them a round of applause and thank them as well. The calendar, let me borrow your copy real quick of the calendar. The calendar, which you can see here, is made available. It's going to be in city libraries. I know our council members have them in their field offices as well as here downtown. Please get to know this and go out and see something you otherwise wouldn't have known about or been able to go to before. So let me now present to our Authors Study Club with Councilmember Price, and I'd like to ask Ernestine Gordon to join us as well with Dr. Scott. This is what we were going to give you before.
Let's give them a round of applause. Our Authors Study Club, we can't say enough for the fine work that they've done over the years.
And to thank them for getting this rolling. So please, on our behalf, we want to join you in thanking you for making this incredible piece of history each year. Thank you. Great work, always.
I'm sorry.
Come on.
We need more.
Come on. Yeah, Mrs. Moore got to come in here, too.
She's got it.
Our original.
All right, straight ahead you go.
Okay. I know, because Margina's big head is in there.
All right.
Thank you so much.
So we have, as you all know, a big celebration outside on the South Lawn. I know what it's like to sit in these seats and that we have a lot to get through. So I'm going to speak much more briefly about each one of these honorees than they deserve. So please beg my forgiveness, because each one of these could easily have a 15, 20-minute speech about the accomplishments that they have made. But I'd like to ask our Los Angeles Hall of Fame recipients to come forward as I call their names. First, Judge Mablean Ephriam. Judge Mablean.
Judge Mablean.
Judge Mablean started her career as a prosecutor and Los Angeles City Attorney before presiding over Fox Television's divorce court for 7 years. And today she presides over her hit show, Justice with Judge Mablean. She inspires. She is the embodiment of where the law meets show business in this town. And we love that she is one of our own. Please give it up for Judge Mablean. Ephriam, as I give you this on behalf of
I'll save good morning, City Council, and to the Honorable Mayor Garcetti and the members of the African American Heritage Cultural Committee. I thank you for this honor. It is indeed a pleasure for me to accept such an honor from a city that I love. I love L.A.
Yeah.
My family came to California in 1955, and along with many other persons who migrated from the South, they had a hope for opportunity, for equal opportunity, and a better life. My parents, Robert T. and Mabel Ephriam, were concerned about the quality of life for their children, and we migrated here. It is the work ethic and the golden rule and the faith in God that they exhibited and taught us that has led me to this point today. I am not going to read all of this. I want to simply say thank you so much for allowing me to do what I love to do. That is practice law. I've wanted to do that since the 8th grade. And I've been able to do so as a prosecutor, as a criminal defense attorney, as a family law attorney, as a television judge. And I hope that my contributions to this society in the practice of law, by this honor today, you have said to me that it has made a difference. I am also the founder of a nonprofit foundation, the Mablean Ephriam Foundation, the Harriet Buhai Center for Family Law, where we seek to empower the young people in our community so that they too can enjoy the life that I have enjoyed and gain the successes that I have, despite the fact that they may be members of the inner city of Los Angeles. I was raised right off 32nd Street and Central Avenue, and I'm a proud graduate of Thomas Jefferson High School, class of 1967. Democrat. Along with 6 of my other siblings. And so it is with great humility that I accept this honor. My family is here to share this honor with me, as they have always been throughout all of my success. They've been my strong supporters. I thank each of them on the 2nd and 3rd row over there. And I thank all of you who have allowed me the opportunity to grow, to serve our city, and I will continue to do so as long as God gives me breath.
Right.
Thank you.
There you go. Thank you so much, Judge. Next, for our Hall of Fame inductees, I'd like to ask Dr. George Mckenna III to come forward. Dr. George Mckenna also hardly needs an introduction and deserves at least an hour talking about what he has done. A lifetime educator. He turned around the culture of my father's alma mater, Los Angeles owned Washington High School, something that we saw as an inspiration in some of the toughest days in LAUSD. He showed what this city's spirit was about. Not only was this story notable for what it had, the impact it had on children here in Los Angeles, but it was so inspirational, it was made into a movie, and as you can see, the likeness, he was played by Denzel Washington. This movie, The George McKenna Story, showed to all of us what is possible when you believe, when you're tough but loving. And today, Dr. McKenna serves us all on the Los Angeles Unified Board as a great representative, not just of his district, of this entire city, and an inspiration to all of us. So congratulations, Dr. McKenna. I will present to you this today.
Who's next? Mike?
All right.
Thank you.
Welcome, colleague. One more time for Dr. George Mckenna.
I want to thank the members of the Academy, my producer, my director. This is not the right place? I'm in the wrong place. I'm sorry, Mr. President. I apologize. I am humbled beyond words from my beginnings in New Orleans, Louisiana, where I was unable to go to school with many of you in here, or sit next to you at a lunch counter, and protesting as I did and getting myself in what's called a civil disobedience mode. I've spent most of my life trying to believe that education was my pathway for myself and my children, my students. I don't have a family of my own, but that was my challenge. And I've enjoyed it. This has not been a job. This has been a commitment that I've made all of my life. And all of you in here know how important education is, because whether you realize it or not, you have to come through me to get to where you are right now. You got to go to school. And everybody in the back and everybody in the front and all the people who are not here watching on TV land, y'all have to go to school. And our schools are supposed to work. And I appreciated the movie that was made about me, and Denzel Washington, who's a wonderful fella. He got paid a whole lot more to pretend to be me than I ever got paid to be me. But regardless of that consequence, schools are supposed to work. And when they don't, we should be embarrassed and ashamed rather than celebrating schools that do work. And I've said that, I'll say it again finally, and I'll sit down. It's unusual for a school to have a movie made because it works. Yeah. That means it's an unusual, extraordinary event. When you buy a ticket on an airplane, you don't take pictures of the airplanes that land safely. They're supposed to land safely. It's when they disappear that it's a media event. And that should not be a school that works that becomes a media event. When our children enter kindergarten, there should be a warranty, or as we say in Louisiana, a guarantee that they get a diploma on the way out of here. And if they don't, we have failed. They are not collateral damage. So I will be introducing information to the Board of Education and to the community about zero dropouts. I'm not trying to reduce the dropout rate. I'm trying to eliminate. We, not I. Because if we only reduce it, we can see that there's a percentage on whom we whom we give up on, and I'm not willing to do that. So thank you for this. Beyond words, I cannot describe how I feel right now, because I've come a long way, and I have a long way to go. My journey is not over. My grandfather lived to be 102, and I told him, "Pa, isn't it time to move on?" And he said, "Get out of my way. I'm still here, you know, talking about the new generation." So he wouldn't concede it. I'm not conceding either. So thank you all very much. I'm appreciative. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Mckenna. And you remind me of a radio interview I recently heard, and they asked the 100-year-old man, genuinely, what's your secret to life? He said, don't die. So we do look forward to many, many more years. Councilmember Rita Walters is no stranger to these chambers. She's born, bred here, her political career, a former member herself of the Los Angeles Unified School Board. Councilmember Walters became the very first African-American woman to be elected to these chambers. She focused on the issues of poverty, laid the foundation for the rebirth of downtown, and today she serves all of you still as a commissioner to our library system, and helped make sure that Measure L was passed to restore library hours, to make sure that we move forward. And today she oversees that access to our libraries. She has never stopped working for the people of Los Angeles, so we thought it fitting to induct her as well into the LA Hall of Fame during this African American Heritage Month. Please welcome back Councilmember Rita Walters.
Thank you to the mayor. Thank you to Mike Davis. And thanks to all the council members, council president, and every member here for taking time out of your busy agenda to celebrate in a magnificent way African American History Month. It's a wonderful opportunity for people in other parts of Los Angeles, all over Los Angeles and California, to learn more about the history and heritage of the African American experience here in these United States as well as in California. I came to California January 1955, driving with 3 other friends across country from Kansas in a blizzard, and got here, and it was a day much like today. It was wonderful. I couldn't believe it. The ivy was green on the sides of the freeways, and the freeway then just went to Adams Boulevard, the 101. What's the 101 now? The 10 now. The 110. I'll get it straight pretty soon. But ever since I have been here, I have enjoyed being here and being able to contribute to the life of Los Angeles. One of the early things that I found out in seeking employment is that it wasn't very different here for an African American to find a job than it was in Kansas, where I left because it was very difficult to find a decent job. When my children were born and my oldest son went to school, we had a principal who told his father and I, and I'm talking about David, and all of you know David, that he wasn't fit to be with other children. And I told that principal, I'm sorry. I've had this youngster for 5 years. You've had him for 5 minutes, and he's going to stay here. And he stayed, and he graduated from Whitney High School, and he has been an employee of the Los Angeles Unified School District now for about 28 years. So, but my goal for all of the children of Los Angeles, I learned I couldn't help my own children without being helpful to others. And my goal was to see that every child in every school was treated the same and was treated as we treat our own children, that our goals for other children were the same as the goals for us, or that we had for our own children. And in that journey, one of the outstanding people that I met and still support and am in awe of his work is Dr. George Mckenna. And I am so delighted that the people of Los Angeles recognized his work and elected him to the school board. And I don't know whether he wants to stay till he's 105, but I hope he'll be around a long time. And to the council members of the city, I urge you to continue your work on behalf of the communities that you represent, while not forgetting that there are communities in Los Angeles who require more in terms of resources than other communities do. And so please march ahead, taking into your responsibilities the notion that no council district should go begging. I remember, and I'll tell you this and I'll leave, after the civil unrest, riot, whatever you want to call them, in the 90s, there was money from the federal government coming. It was supposed to be for the districts that were most badly damaged. The District 9 that I represented had the highest amount of damage in the city. But one district that had only a few windows broken out put in a bid for almost as much money as CD9 needed. So please, I hope that kind of budgeting will not grasp you, but that you will take a long, close look at the entire city, at all of its people. We have some people in dire need, folks on Skid Row, the folks in Hollywood, the folks I've noticed now that I no longer drive in taking public transportation. There are a lot of homeless people who make the bus benches their homes. And it's sad to see. They have their piles of goods, their baskets or whatever they're carrying them in, and they sit there at the bus stations day in and day out, and I guess they sleep there at night. So we have some serious problems, folks, and I'm proud of the Los Angeles City Council. move forward and a little politicking, defeat this measure to combine the city and the state election.
Uh-oh. There you go. Start on this side. Just going to do real quick, guys. So we see your face, Ms. Rita? Lower down. All right. Thank you so much, Council Member. And I want to turn over to Councilmember Price for our final Hall of Fame inductee, and then we'll turn to the last awards that we have as well.
Thank you. Our next inductee is Dr. Edward Savage, Dr. Edward Savage, Jr. Dr. Savage.
Doc Savage.
Dr. Savage is a certified gynecologic and oncologist, and he's nationally recognized as a leading practitioner in this field of medicine. Dr. Savage served as the medical director of the Martin Luther King Jr. Hospital in 1994 when it received an A rating. He currently is in private practice and remains committed to quality health care and improving women's health, and he is active in community economic development. Dr. Edward Savage, Jr.
All right.
Thank you, Thank you. 1 minute now?
I don't know. Whatever you're told.
Wonderful and marvelous to come and sit in this great chapel and be given honor such as this and receive it during the time of some real celebrities sitting to the left. I was told that I was supposed to summarize my entire life in about 5 minutes. Mr. Davis just came by shortly and said, cut it to 2. So obviously there's not much that I can say in that bunch of time. And I'll tell you just a brief synopsis of what I had planned to say, which was short in the first place. Rather than talking about what I've done, and I will summarize them line-wise. I was the first African-American certified in OBGYN oncology west of the Mississippi. I was a professor at UCLA and at Drew University. I was the president of the OBGYN Society of Los Angeles, president of the 100 Black Men, and other things. But I published over 50 papers, either authored or co-authored 50 scientific papers or book chapters. So I'm honored for having done all of those things. But the most important thing, is what allowed me to do that. Well, I had a mother who I wish could be here now, who told me that I could do anything. She gave me confidence and inspired me, and she said, but you would have to work harder than others, particularly those of other groups, because you would have to be better to be considered equal. This is Macon, Georgia, some years ago, so things have changed, I think, some since that. So she also hinted that I had the hands of a surgeon. That was her way of getting me to go into medicine, and she always was very smart with doing things like that. My sister, Dove Pinckney, most of you know, was a year ahead of me, and she was a better student than I. She made Dean's List and honor rolls in high school, elementary school, and college. I made them only in 2 of those 3. But she was the one who served as a model for me in many ways. The next support system that I had was my wife. and she's here. Her name is Carol.
Where's Carol? Let's give Carol a round of applause.
She is my wife of 56 years. She did everything that she could for me, including going to the length of preparing breakfast for me every single day. And if I wasn't eating, she put juice and coffee on the table. She supported our 3 children, who are now my 3 wonders of the world. Cheryl Warwick, Rachel Walker, and Edward III. All are graduates, have graduate degrees. One is an associate dean of the business school at Cal Poly Pomona. Another is a I keep forgetting it, Rachel. I'm sorry, kid.
Okay, it's okay. It's all right. Take your time.
It's okay.
An analyst in the city. An analyst.
Yeah,
For the city.
senior
Analyst for the city.
That's it. How did
right.
you know that?
I just know. I'm on the mayor.
And my son is a corporate landscape artist. So they all do well, and they've all gotten it from first being told what they needed to do, how to do it, but above all, they got somebody to support them and give them encouragement and confidence. For you could not do these things. You cannot be successful without help. They had help. So you need work, help. You need sometimes fortuity, and at all times, God Almighty. Thank you very much.
Mayor, can I go down?
Give me the eyes.
Oh, right, Mr. Davis?
Last one.
Eyes here?
Good night. Thanks, guys. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Savage. It's now our pleasure to present the recipients of the 2015 Los Angeles Awards. These awards highlight some of the most accomplished individuals in our city, folks who have been literally shining stars here in Los Angeles. The first of whom, and Mr. President, the first couple have connections to your home state of Ohio. So I'm sure you didn't throw it that way with these awards at all this year. But John Legend is indeed already in our time a legend. Somebody born in Springfield, Ohio. Come on, John. Come on over. He graduated from North High School where he's salutatorian. And after receiving admission to Harvard and offered scholarships to Georgetown and Morehouse, not a lot of people turn Harvard down. He did. And he decided to go to the University of Pennsylvania, where he studied English with a concentration in African American literature. Today, he is a 9-time Grammy Award winner. And perhaps proudest, we know that he recently won his first Golden Globe for the song Glory, which was his thematic contribution and an extraordinary song in the feature film Selma. It was nominated for 2015 Academy Awards. So everybody send him your prayers and your thoughts and your good wishes, because we hope that he will also be an Oscar Award winner this year. But beyond his musical accomplishments, which have defined him to billions of people around the world, he is also a philanthropist who has reached out with his heart, not just when he's in front of a camera, but when the cameras are off, proving who he is, whether it was the victims of Hurricane Katrina, committed to education, criminal justice, and reentry reform, to stop the plague that we have of prison industrial complex in this country, and to show that all young men and women should have pathways towards success and not towards imprisonment. He recently spoke out on the tensions in Ferguson to help us address still those painful moments and those painful challenges that we face, and is a forceful advocate for civil and human rights. So, ladies and gentlemen, somebody who has made music to the world, but who has also inspired us in our hearts with his actions. Please welcome the Hope of Los Angeles Award winner for this year, the remarkable John Legend.
And Mr. President, he's an avid sports fan, and don't be surprised if you see him on sport talk shows, the Dan Patrick Show. This is a well-accomplished, rounded guy. We're blessed to have him.
All right, it's all yours, John. Thanks.
Thank you very much to the mayor for your words, and thank you to the council for having me here today. I want to thank the city of Los Angeles for welcoming me. I am a boy from Springfield, Ohio, and when I first started coming here, I always looked at this city as a city of dreams and a city of creativity. This is a place where I've written a lot of my best songs and collaborated with some of the best people in the world. And that's one of the great things about Los Angeles, is that it is a haven for so many great creative people, and I'm happy to be a part of that community here. But also, I'm happy that Los Angeles and that the state of California are leading on issues of social justice as well. And we are happy that we were part of the group that helped pass Prop 47 here in California, and we're glad that the council was supportive of that. And as I think about hope for the future and also think about our heritage, we understand that we stand on the shoulders of so many great, tireless advocates for justice and for civil rights. And we know that we still have a lot to do. We are particularly focused on improving our schools and ending that school-to-prison pipeline. We are still the most incarcerated nation in the world. We have a lot of work to do. We, in California, built 22 prisons over the past couple decades and one university. And we have to do better. So, as we think about what we celebrate during this time, we have to think about what we need to do, and let's continue that work. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for all that you do.
We did the photos.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. Our next honoree is Vanessa Bell Calloway.
Yay.
Vanessa?
Yay.
Ms. Calloway graduated from Ohio State University, where she studied with the Alvin Ailey Dancers, as well as with George Faison and Otis Solid. Her first major role was as a dancer in the Broadway play Dreamgirls, and she's appeared on TV shows including All My Children, Falcon Crest, A Different World, and Diagnosis Murder.
Shameless.
Her film credits include The Inkwell, The Temptations, Lakeview Terrace, Crimson Tide, What's Love Got to Do with It, and Coming to America. Vanessa recently overcame breast cancer, and she's taken this private battle public to help inspire women and increase early detection and regular checkups. It's with my pleasure to bestow the Spirit of LA Award to Vanessa Bell Calloway.
Yeah. You get in the middle. Start left, over here. Stay with. Go down. Here. There. The final one, the far left.
Right here, please. And all eyes will stay on your face.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You kind of killed my bio, but that's okay. I won't go and fix it. I was a graduate of Ohio University, which happens to be in Athens. And where'd you guys get that bio? That's like really old. But anyway, it's such a pleasure to be here. I see this room on television, and it's like really cool to be in here. So great. I am a proud transplant to Los Angeles. I am here by choice. I was born in Toledo, Ohio, raised in Cleveland, Ohio, and then I lived in New York for some time, where I pursued my career in acting on Broadway and television, All My Children. And when they sent my character to Los Angeles, I said, hey, sounds good to me. I bought a one-way ticket, and Vanessa came. All right. That's exactly how it happened. I have so much to thank Los Angeles for, because while I was out here, I met my wonderful husband of 26 years, who is a native Angelino, Dr. Anthony Calloway. I also gave birth to two beautiful daughters out here. They were born and raised here in Los Angeles. I am a part of a wonderful legacy of my husband's family, Fred and Jeannie Calloway, and we're proud owners of the Regency West, which is in the historic Leimert Park Avenue area, so we're very proud of our businesses. I love Los Angeles so much, I moved my mother from Cleveland to Los Angeles 13 years ago. Soon thereafter, my stepfather and my sister, Dr. Elaine Falayan, who is a professor at some of our best community colleges out here. So you see, we all get it. We all appreciate the beautiful lifestyle that Los Angeles has to offer, but we also know that it is a great melting pot and just a great place to be all around. Coming from New York, and you know, people remember me from All My Children. They remember me from being in the original company of Dreamgirls, but it's out here in Los Angeles that I was able to build my career to the place that it is now. So I owe so much to Los Angeles because Hollywood still is and will always be the main and number one for the entertainment industry. Right. And with the help of our dear mayor, he told me about how he's making these incentives now, so we're going to have more work here in Los Angeles for the actors and for everybody else, you know, from costumers down to craft services. So I'm very proud of that, and thank you, Mayor Garcetti, because we need to keep our industry here in our wonderful city because we have so much to offer. But I want to thank you so much for this acknowledgement today, because when you're given an award or any type of acknowledgement, you just go, why me? Did I do enough? I should do more. And as I thought about it, I said, you know, I do embody the spirit of Los Angeles because I have been here and I've tried to be a good example to my community. I have volunteered so much of my time to a lot of organizations and causes. I am a breast cancer survivor, and that has been one of my new things. Yes, 5 years. And it was here in Los Angeles that I got the well-needed care that I deserved and needed. So I have so much to be grateful, not only for surviving breast cancer and the wonderful doctors that took care of me, from meeting my husband and raising a wonderful family, to being in the industry that I love, and to serving this community the best way that I can. I thank you, and I will continue to be the best mother, wife, girlfriend, sister, daughter, community activist, actress that I can be, because what I have learned, the award from, not only this award, from several acknowledgments, is an actress is just a small piece of who I am, but trying to be a good humanitarian is what I always strive to do. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vanessa. Thank you for your beautiful words. Nia Long is our next honoree, and it's here in this City of Angels who, for another great angel, her passion for the arts has flourished. Somebody who embodies, again, the creative crossroads that is Los Angeles. She attended St. Mary's Academy, where she studied ballet, jazz, guitar, and acting. That's a quadruple threat, I think, before she ultimately graduated from Westchester High School. Go Comets! Nia is a true, that's right, Tom LaBonge? He knows every mascot in Los Angeles. Go ahead, ask him any high school. That's great. She is a true Hollywood leading lady, a 3-time NAACP award winner. And her credits couldn't fit into this speech here today, but they include The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Boston Legal, Judging Amy, and Third Watch, where her portrayal of Officer Sasha Monroe, which my wife and I loved, earned her 2 NAACP Image Awards for Outstanding Actress in a Drama Series. Long has recently ventured in developing feature films, showing that it's not just in front of the camera again, but behind the camera where her talent lies. And she lends her talent to diversifying the body of work available to African-American entertainers. And let us say here today, as we honor a number of folks who touch the entertainment industry, we still have a long road to go inside the entertainment industry to make sure it reflects on both sides of the camera this city and this nation. She supports civic initiatives as well, such as Black Girls Rock, an organization promoting the arts for young women of color and encouraging dialogue on how women of color are portrayed in the media. So this award, which is the dream of Los Angeles, it is my honor to present to Ms. Nia Long the Dream of Los Angeles 2015 award. Let's give her a round of applause and congratulate her.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll start far left. All right, up there. All right. It's all yours.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, when I got the invitation to come this morning, I had no idea what to expect. And this is fantastic, and I just want to say thank you so much. It's wonderful to be acknowledged and appreciated when you've put in years of work into something that you're very passionate about. My mom came to LA with a dream, and I'm born in Brooklyn, New York. I spent 7 years when my mom was in art school in Iowa City, and then we moved to LA. And the first thing I remember was the palm trees. I remember landing in LAX and going, oh my God, this is the most beautiful city ever. And I was about 6 years old, but I clearly remember, for some reason, palm trees and big watermelons. I don't know what that's about. But that's my flashback. And my mom has her master's in fine arts. She's here with me this morning. Her name's Talita Long. She's amazing. So we ended up moving to South Central Los Angeles, which was a huge culture shock coming from Iowa City, where there were cornfields, and I was the only little brown girl in a school of over 350 kids. And it was scary for me. It was different. It was scary. My mother was a single mother. She has 2 masters. She got to Los Angeles and could not find a job. And she ended up driving the city bus. And on our way over here, we were on the 101 freeway, and she said to me, she goes, Nia, I remember when I drove the city bus, the traffic would take me 3 hours to get to work and 45 minutes to get home. And I was a latchkey kid. We worked as a team, and we still do. I'm not going to cry. I said I was not going to cry.
Okay.
So, when you talk about the Dream Award, it's bigger than Hollywood. It's bigger than the movies I've done. It's bigger than the accomplishments that I've personally made. It's a collective energy from all of us to uplift our community, to have a voice, whether it be through film, television, music, politics, to be able to be someone that we can all be proud of. When I look back at that little girl who arrived here with a dream, Boys in the Hood was the first job that put me on the map, that got everyone's attention. And that was a long time ago. And here I am today, and I still have a dream. I have a dream to be an amazing mother. I have a dream to be a producer and to direct more and to diversify my portfolio, to inspire young women to find that little girl within them that has that dream that hasn't been realized. I thank God for the women in my life who have been strong and encouraging. I thank God for the children in my life who have taught me the best and the worst parts about myself. And I thank you all for this moment. It means everything to me to know that I have a city that has helped to groom me, to support me, to love me, still behind me, to give voice to characters that inspire women. When I look around and I see all of the amazing television shows that star Black women, it gives me hope. It gives you hope. It gives us all hope so that we continue to be represented in a way that is positive and true to who we are. Not just Black women, all women, white women, brown women. We deserve to have that chance to show the world who we are and to give the best parts of ourselves. I thank you so much. And the men are good too. Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Indeed, the dream. The dream lives. Next, we've saved a true LA hero for our last award. What can I say about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar that has not already been said? A man who embodies who we are. We've recognized some great entertainers here today, but we see somebody who has not only provided us much personal joy, but who has pushed our society forward. You'd not know I'm 6'10", would you? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is a true LA hero. I was raised by a father who went to USC undergrad. He taught me to root for them in football. Sharon So will be happy. But he went to UCLA Law School when Kareem was playing there, and he said it made us feel invincible, made us feel like we could do anything. Those who make things seem so easy, we know, have long roads and a lot of hard work. And the man next to me is one of the most disciplined minds, bodies, and souls that I know. 3 national titles at UCLA, 5 NBA championships with the Lakers, the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. And we couldn't induct him into the Hall of Fame in the earlier ones because he's already a Hall of Famer himself. But he's a hero off the court, a hero to this town, a constant and powerful voice for civil rights, a positive role model and inspiration for our young people, and who always recognized that UCLA and Coach Wooden gave him more than a basketball career, but emphasized to everybody, all of us can get a quality education, and all of us can find those values that will lead to our own championships in life. He's the founder of the Skyhook Foundation, and I had my growth spurt late in life, or late in my childhood, so I didn't have a lot of shots I could do, but I learned the skyhook. It was kind of my trademark shot too, Kareem, because it was the only way I could get over those taller guys. And I know Herb Wesson probably used it too. But we all know that the skyhook is a metaphor for not just what you did on the court, but what you're doing off the court. And you've been here many times. I remember sitting here in my seat as a council member when you gave me your wonderful book looking at African American scientists and the work that you've put into STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and math education for our young people. The Skyhook Foundation brings these educational opportunities into some of our most underserved communities through innovative literacy programs. And you're a great writer, by the way, somebody who has been a journalist, a writer, and a thinker his entire life. I know the Foundation's flagship program, Camp Skyhook, immerses 4th and 5th graders in a hands-on outdoor program in collaboration with the LAUSD, engaging young people in that STEAM and STEM learning that I mentioned. In 2012, this nation recognized Kareem Abdul-Jabbar when then Secretary of State Hillary Rodham Clinton appointed him as the U.S. Global Cultural Ambassador to bring educational awareness to underserved countries, not just here, but across the globe. So it is with this background, against this backdrop of inspiration, the way you have touched all of our lives and shown us what the best of us is, not just in sports, not just in thought, not just in activism, but in the soul of this city, to present the City of Los Angeles Lifetime Achievement Award to the one, the only, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and members of the City Council. It's really a pleasure for me to be back here again. I just remember so many times coming down to City Hall with about 30 or 40,000 people to celebrate a victory for the Lakers. Yes. And it was such a wonderful time. And it actually harkened back to when I came out here the very first time. I came out here in 1965, leaving New York City and trying to figure out just what I would do. And I decided I would go play for this guy named John Wooden, one of the best decisions that I made in my life. But it wasn't just about hoops when I got to UCLA. I was able to get a wonderful education, and that was something that was promised to me by another UCLA alumni named Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, that's right.
He sent me a letter saying that you should go to UCLA. You'll definitely get a good education. You guys might do something in basketball. Wow. It was so much better than that. After my college career, I had to spend 6 years in the Midwest in Wisconsin. But when the opportunity came for me to leave, and I realized that I could not go to where I was born, New York City, but I did have a chance to come to Los Angeles, I didn't hesitate. And again, it's another decision that I'm so proud and happy that I made, because the relationships and friendships that I've made here in the city have lasted me a whole lifetime. I mentioned attending UCLA. The fact that I was able to get the type of education that I tried to get meant that I had the opportunity to do things other than be an athlete. And since I've retired, I've had the opportunity to do what I've always wanted to do, and that's write. I write for Time Magazine now and a number of other posts and blogs, and it has been a very fulfilling part of my life, and it has enabled me to do things and speak on subjects that most athletes do not get to speak about. So I'm so thankful for that opportunity, and I'm so thankful for the support that I've gotten here. When it was time for me, when my professional career was winding down and I asked my mother what she wanted to do, she said, "No, we're coming out to Los Angeles." So my parents came out here and lived their last years here, and again, it was a great decision. I just want to thank everybody that has been part of all of this. The LA Unified School District, which allows my foundation to partner with them and help educate young people on an ongoing basis. We're doing a couple of thousand kids each year out at the Angeles National Forest, letting them learn about STEAM education, science, technology, engineering, and math, and it has been a success, and we hope to have your cooperation to continue making it a success. I want to thank you. Go Bruins, go Lakers.
All right. Thank you.
Congratulations.
All right. I think it is yours to, I know we have the city attorney here.
Yeah, I would like to bring up our great city attorney, Mike Fewer, to say a few words. Can we give Mike a round of applause? Mr. City Attorney.
Thank you, Mr. President, Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council. You know, as I was standing and listening to the remarkable biographies of a spectacular array of honorees, the thought occurred to me, I hope there are children throughout Los Angeles watching this. Because what each of our honorees says to each of our kids in our city, you can do anything, you can be anything, you can dream anything, and it can happen. And I hope that parents throughout the city of Los Angeles are watching this morning as well. Because to each parent, to each adult in our city, if you listen to the backgrounds of each of our honorees, what you hear is there was a mentor, a role model, someone who was there for me, who helped put me on the right path. We need mentors and role models more than ever in each community of our city today. You know, I want to take just a second of privilege. I know some of our honorees. And with regard, each of them, even those who I don't know, of course, are incredible people. But I want to refer to Rita Walters, with whom I had the privilege to serve when I was a member of the City Council. And Rita, you taught me so much about what it means to bring a deep-seated passion for social justice to this body, and I will never forget that. To George Mckenna, who makes sure that everyone in public service knows that having a mustache in public life is a good thing. I want to point out my father has been an educator now for more than 60 years, and you are a model for so many educators like him and others throughout our community. I want to say, Judge Ephriam, you provide a sense of hope to every member of the city attorney's office, because you're saying that one day each of us could possibly be in show business. So thank you very much for that. And I just want to say one thing. I met John Legend for the first time a few moments ago, but the song Glory is not just a song. As you watch the movie Selma and you hear that culminating song, it's an anthem of what can be, for all of us, a sense of inspiration in our nation. You know, I want to conclude with this. Because I'm the city attorney, I'm deeply involved in the justice system every day, of course. And obviously, our nation is wrestling with issues of race and justice in a way that has yet to be resolved. But I hope that today, with this remarkable celebration, that this can be a day that those of us here in positions of leadership in Los Angeles can deeply commit ourselves, that our city can be the example for the nation of what it means to have power in collaboration, in listening, in caring, in appreciating, and in respecting each other. Let that begin today. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Our city attorney. Now, Mr. Mayor, we have our city controller, Ron Galprin. Let's give Ron a round of applause.
Good morning, sir. How you doing? Good to see you. Good morning, everybody. What a great honor and a pleasure it is to be here today and to honor some amazing Angelenos. And just to hear them speak as well was just such an inspiration to me. African Americans, of course, have been a part of the fabric of Los Angeles since its very first day. Of the 44 pobladores who famously crossed into Los Angeles from neighboring San Gabriel back in 1781, the majority had African ancestry. Now, as city controller, I have an admittedly strange fascination with money and finance, which is why I'm particularly interested in African Americans who have contributed so much in the field of finance and of the economy of Los Angeles. People like Biddy Mason, who I think many here are familiar with, and we've got this amazing Biddy Mason Park nearby. A slave who was granted her freedom by the LA courts in 1856. She went on to purchase land in LA and became, well, there's no other way to say it, but one of the first real estate developers in Los Angeles. And she was very successful. By the way, she did this all without any lobbyists in her employ. People like William Nickerson Jr., who was an insurance salesman from Texas. He came to LA in the 20s and learned that 16,000 African Americans living in the city at the time could not obtain life insurance. So he and his partners in 1925 formed a one-room office. It grew and it grew and it grew. Eventually, Golden State Mutual had offices in 14 states with more than $4 billion in policies. People like Claude Hudson, who was a dentist, and he actually chaired the board of directors of Broadway Federal Bank, founded in '46 with $150,000. That's it. Anyway, this was done at a time when so many other banks refused to loan money to African Americans. And today, Broadway Federal is part of Broadway Financial, a publicly traded holding company with more than $300 million in assets. People like Leon Garr, who in the 1950s also loaned money to African Americans to buy their first homes and expand their businesses. At age 76, he actually purchased a failed savings and loan, transformed it into Founders National Bank, making Founders National Bank the only bank west of the Mississippi owned by an African American at the time. And by the way, he's now nearing his 101st birthday. Today, we salute those who have been honored today, as well as so many others in the history of Los Angeles. And I would be remiss if I didn't also salute the 7,700 African American men and women who are employees of the city of Los Angeles. Actually, my office is releasing an infographic today that's a snapshot of African Americans in our city government and reveals a lot of interesting data about the city's workforce, particularly its African American workforce, which is approximately 18% African American in a city that's about 9% African American. And our own office, I'm very proud to say, I'm a little biased, I will admit, has a great many African Americans in it, and among many things, makes us the best office in the city. So, in closing, let me salute today's honorees. Thank you so much for your great achievement and for the opportunity to be part of this wonderful morning and this wonderful month. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Everyone, let's give a round of applause. Mr. Mayor, would you like to say a final or a word before I wrap things up?
Just thank you to our honorees. I also want to honor the Buffalo soldiers who are with us.
Where
here
are
today.
they?
If we
Yeah.
could have them stand up. Those.
Could you please give them a rousing? They deserve that and more.
All right, and I know there's going to be and Diane Watson is here, our Congresswoman Diane Watson.
Where is she?
Thank you, as always, for being here. And I saw Councilmember Cunningham. I know he might have had to
he was
leave,
here.
but he was here
And
as well.
we've got Lou Gossett, I think. We have a lot of
Lou
good
Gossett
friends.
Jr. It is a slippery slope.
Let's
Lou
get
Gossett
there's
Jr.
Lou.
always. Our one and only, our honoree from our previous year, and always a star in our eyes. Mr. President, if you join us for the unveiling, and Mr. Price and Mr. Parks, if you can join us for the unveiling, and then I think we're going to take a group
Okay,
photo.
yeah, this is what we were going to do.
Okay.
I'm going to, Mr. Labange, wherever you are, I need you. Mr. Englander, if you could pinch hit for the press. We're going to do a photo with all of the honorees right after we dedicate. And the mayor, you want to start now. So, Mitchell, if you could take over.
All right, we're going to do we got to start a drum roll for the unveiling here. So as soon as we get everybody up there. All right, Mr. Mayor, you let me know when we're ready and start a countdown. Okay, first, before we unveil, we're going to recognize if we can have the artists come to the podium, or we've got a mic. And
Here we go, Dylan.
Please share the inspiration behind your piece.
Well, I guess we should do the unveiling first so we can point to it. Yeah. All right, ready?
Okay, we need a drum roll. We're gonna do the unveiling first. On 3, we gotta get everybody on 3, 2, 1.
That's gotta be 15.
Just tell us what
it's the wrong year.
15.
All right, council members.
Okay,
Go ahead, please.
We're going to have Delphin talk about his work of art. Talk about yours. Yeah, we had a little mix-up here. Talk about yours quickly.
We'll get you the picture.
Everybody gets a shot. Take 3 steps back. Everybody has to get back.
Well, hello everyone. My name's Delphin. Well, here I just have a self-portrait of myself. I was kind of going through some hard times with the girl, and pretty much, yeah, everyone could relate.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone could relate to that, and I decided to do a self-portrait, and it's called Her Favorite Color. and yellow is her favorite color, so I was kind of immersed in thinking about her, and kind of just my whole world was kind of coming down on me, and there's broken pieces, and I'm going into the background, and the background's coming into me, and that's pretty much what it's about, and just trying to get everything out there.
Things better now?
Yeah,
Good.
Much better.
Give a round of applause.
Thank you.
Beautiful. My apologies.
I appreciate it. It's all good. It's all good.
I know. They're from the back.
Yes. That's all right. Oh, there he is.
He needs to come right here.
You're right. Let that tall guy, Mr. Wesson, in there.
Can you step back?
There you go.
All right, so we're going to do this like a Hollywood star ceremony, right?
You're going to start to your right. Start to your right. To your right. To your right. Everyone look to the right.
Yeah. Okay, right here in the center.
Okay. Let's have everyone here, right here.
You got back up a little. Look at Gary Leonard.
Look to the center.
To the center. The official city one is right there.
Right here, right here.
Hold on. Can we make sure the city gets their shot? Hold on,
Out of my shot, please. Thank you.
Here in the middle. Five. Right here. We got it?
Thumbs up. Give a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Oh, there you go, Mike.
Mike, jump in there closer, Mike Davis. Right here closer, Mike.
Oh, is this the new one?
On the other side.
You can put it in the back.
Hey, Mike. Right there.
Over on the other side.
No, put it back in the back by Kareem. Put it in the back behind Kareem. All right. I think we're good, guys. No, we're good. Right now. Don't direct. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. It's all good.
Yes.
Okay, again, let's give it up one more time for all our honorees. Want to thank the mayor. Mayor had a great time. Folks, on the South Lawn, there's going to be another presentation. You can enter from the back, go down the hall, and be in the South Lawn.